Well, hello, and thank you for watching. And um, this next video is my diary entry. Was based on a uh, I went on an outing for myself. I decided to just go kind of window shop. I have to be very careful because of my layoff. So I decided to go window shop, and in the midst of that, I decided I was going to sit down and have a nice, healthy lunch and just read a book while I was eating and kind of go zone into my meditative state. And this is a wonderful place. I don't know if I don't know if anyone is familiar with a place called Whole Foods, but they're just, the food is natural, it's good, it's a beautiful place. If you're into aromatherapy, any kind of the um, natural health, healing type of thing. Well, anyways, I kind of sat far away from people, not because I didn't want to be around anyone. It's just that I was trying to kind of be alone and just kind of tune into the inner power, the inner divine. Well, in the midst of that, two ladies. Now they were in their, they looked to be in their late 30s, 40s, somewhere around there. Came over. Maybe one was a little younger than that, maybe in her, maybe 29 or so, and actually sat quite close to me, right next to me, as a matter of fact. So I continued to eat and read. They were talking quite loud, and their whole conversation, which I wasn't listening to, but I couldn't help it because they were sitting right next to me, practically at my table. These are all like separate tables, but the tables only, I would say, not even 6 inches apart. You kind of got to squeeze through them to get through. There's like a space where you go, and then there's the part of getting through where the tables kind of come together next to each other. But anyways, they were actually beating themselves up about eating. They were complaining that, oh my God, if I just eat, I won't be able to fit in my uniform. And I'm looking at these ladies. I had to glance over. They couldn't have been. One looked like she was about 125. The other maybe 130 at the most. But they were. I mean, one was just sipping on some water, and the other one wanted tea. And they were sitting there talking about how hungry they were, and how they couldn't eat because if they ate just a piece of cake or anything, they were gonna wear it the next day. So when they, not only did they beat themselves up about food and just blame themselves for their desire to eat, they started talking about a friend. It was a married friend, and how she's so skinny that she looks doubled over and they don't know what's wrong with her. Then one would say, well, I think she looks beautiful. Then the other one would say, well, I think she looks sick. And I thought about it. I said, I'm an emotional eater and I struggle with food, but things have happened in my life that, you know, I really have to check myself and do some self healing, which I am doing. However, as I listened to the ladies, I came to the realization that many of women, especially women, don't realize that our emotional sex and food is from the beginning. Our emotional state, as far as sex and food, is in Genesis. Um, I don't mean people take it literally, but the symbolism of how we feel about food, and and our relationship with it, our relationship with the opposite sex and everything, it starts in the beginning in Genesis. So I decided that this episode is going to be kind of touching on that. So I want to share Genesis 4-9 with you. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was delightful, the food on the tree, she took its fruit and ate. She did not want to eat alone, so she gave some to her husband. Okay. Now I'm reading this from the Amplified Bible. Okay, I read several different Bibles. I like to get a take on everybody's doctrine on things. So I'm reading from everybody. But this particular one I read. It's reading from the Amplified Bible. So, and then according to the Bible, the Amplified Bible, Genesis 4:16, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here just to show you the relationship and the correlations between Genesis and our emotional state, and how food is everything. It started out that way in the beginning. Sex, food, lust, all of it started from the beginning of time. Um, so God decided, okay, He's gonna figuratively punish the woman for defying, being disobedient. Okay, you can't sacrifice just a little bit. I mean, I'm preparing this for you. All you have to do is have patience. No, she wants to eat it now. She wants to know wisdom. She wants everything. We want it now. That's how. That's just an emotional thing. We it's implanted. Okay, it's right there. Okay. To the woman, He said, I will greatly multiply your grief and your suffering in pregnancy and the pains of childbearing. With spasms of distress, you will bring forth children. Yet your desire and cravings, okay, our desire for food, our cravings for food, okay, will be for your husband. Okay, now we're going to substitute our desires and our craving for our husbands, or if you don't have a husband, I'm single, so I can't even that doesn't even relate. I have no and he will rule over you. Okay, so I'm going to substitute my desire to overeat and whatever else I might desire for my husband to rule me and tell me you can have it or you can't have it. Okay, and he goes on to tell Adam, okay, the ground is under a curse because of you, and sorrow and toil shall you eat. Okay, you shall eat of it all the days of your life. And believe me, I'm enjoying every bit of it. Okay, so this is not funny, but what it is that I kind of I'm feeling really great, and I really kind of appreciated the Universal Spirit placing me in that particular place at that time, because these women were literally torturing themselves over food and how they can't eat this food. And for me, I felt like I'm going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy this. I came into this place because the food is supposed to be healthy. It's all natural, So, and so I think that as we deal with our emotions and as we deal with how we see things and how we kind of separate that inner spirit as to what's good for us and what's not good for us, we have to really get in touch with who we are. We have to understand, who am I? What is going to control me? Will I let the outside environment control me, or will I let what's inside of me, that power inside of me, will I keep that close to me so that I can maintain a fleshly, see, that's the key, the flesh control. All right, so Eve, she gave up the control of the flesh. She gave in to the serpent. Okay, so that she became either in God's eyes a weak link, because now instead of her being a partner, her husband must rule over her. Adam has to rule over her. So who's in control here? Basically, it's about obedience. Okay, who are you obedient to? Either you're obedient to yourself and your inner spirit, the Holy Ghost, or the Spirit of God, or whoever you consider that is the person or thing, or however you look at it, that you find strength from. You have to develop a relationship. When I meditate, I develop a relationship with the divine. I get in tune with my inner spirit, my inner soul. So I think the ladies that I was sitting next to, I truly wanted to, which I didn't, of course I did not. I truly wanted to go to them and say, ladies, eat that food because you are killing yourselves over here with the emotional part that's building up inside of you. It is not even worth it. You're what you're going through right now. Eat it. Just eat it, okay? And ask yourself for forgiveness later. But don't sit here and not only are you talking about yourselves, you have dragged your girlfriend in and she's not even here. And then you blamed her husband because she's so thin. He's causing her so that he's making it so she can't eat. How do you know that? She's not sitting there with you. Maybe she expressed that to you. I don't know. I have no idea at this point. But let me just share this other part with you. God said to Adam, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten, which I commanded you not to. Okay, so we're talking about the voice, the inner voice, the inner voice. Okay, he defied the inner voice, even though so Adam knew right from wrong. Adam had a choice, and Adam decided that Eve was going to persuade him. I guess that's where disobedience come in. I'm not sure. But Eve is gonna she persuaded you to eat this. But Adam had a choice. Adam could have said, no, Eve, I'm not gonna eat with you. You take that food from that serpent and you indulge yourself. No, Adam had a choice. Just like we all have a choice. But anyways, I wanted to share just some of that with you. I get a little kind of hyped up about it because I have a choice. And I sat there and I enjoyed my meal. And it was very, very good. And I thank the Divine Spirit for allowing me that moment of enjoyment. And until next time, you don't want to miss this.